Hey, everybody. That's right. The Los Angeles Rams have acquired the services of one of the NFL's best wide receivers, Davonte Adams, the man who started off in Green Bay, then went to the Raiders to be with his friend from West Fresno State, Derek Carr, and now, after threats of going perhaps to another team like maybe the 49ers at one point, there was talk that might happen. No. Instead, the Niners' main enemy, the Rams, get the services of one Davonte Adams. I'd like to be a fly on the wall to find out what happened with that. But at the Rams, Davonte Adams finds himself paired with none other than the great Puka Nacua and the legendary Cooper Kupp. Combined together, that's almost 3,000 passing yards if you take their numbers from last year and superimpose them on the Rams of this year. Isn't that incredible? Absolutely incredible. It makes the Rams, again, a contender for the NFC West. Their defense was really the unsung hero of last year's surprise ascent, particularly over the last half of the season. And it makes it quite clear that the Rams intend to build their team and continue building their team around Matt Stafford. Next off, what next? They really need a running back. They don't have, at this point, they're not to where they can get up high enough to get someone like Ashton Gentry, but there are a number of running backs in the draft that they can get and come away with a nice return on their investment. We'll talk about those another time. But I wanted to get out this and find out what you thought about it. Does Davonte Adams on the Rams mean an automatic playoff berth for the LA Rams? And so Justin Parker says, are the Rams cutting Kupp? I would be shocked if they were, because you're taking 710 yards of production that you had last year, which was bad for him, and getting rhythm, okay? He says, you don't like Kyren Williams. It's not that I don't like him. It's not a matter of dislike. It's a matter of, thank you for the question. It's a matter of how much how much of a team is being developed that can be a playoff and Super Bowl contender if Davonte Adams is added. Right now, you have to admit, you were surprised at how well the Rams did against the Eagles, weren't you? A number of people were. Do you realize the Rams almost beat the Eagles in the snow last year? That Matt Stafford has had dreams about that great NFC divisional playoff game? I mean, did you have dreams? Just curious, Justin. Thank you for the questions, by the way. No, it's not like I don't like him. But by the way, let's take a look at the situation here. There's the depth chart. There's Kyren Williams at running back here. And let's take a look at Williams' production real quick. 1,299 yards, 7th. So there's nothing to dislike about him. But I do believe that they need some help in the running game to spell him 316 carries. And I think this is excellent production. But hey, look. Imagine that as I consider it. Now, he says the Rams are hobbled. The defense is young. Stafford had a 2-year Rams window going for it. You're saying the Rams are loaded, right? I agree with you here. The Rams are now loaded, right? And I was just never sold on Kyren Williams. I feel like when you look at Saquon Barkley with his production of 2,000 yards. I look at Williams and I see him as also Ram from that perspective. Now, here's a question. Would the addition of Davonte Adams mean the opening up of the running game where Williams would see something closer to 2,000 yards? Breakaway back it's a question worth asking, loosening up the defense. Let's see what happens. But I am one who would seek a faster running back. That's just me. And I'll, out of fairness though, because you gave me an idea. I want to see if that idea pans out. I'll just leave my idea to myself right now. But yeah, the Rams are loaded. So because of that, he says, comparing Saquon to him is tough. Saquon had an all-time season. Right, but that's what I'm getting at. See, all-time seasons are built when you have the right combination. Look at the Eagles. They had A.J. Brown, right? Right? Love the channel, by the way. Oh, thank you, Justin. That really meant a lot to me. Thank you. Oh, he says, love the channel, by the way. Salute. Thank you. Hey, like and subscribe, and please spread the word. And for those who are of means, a donation or two is pretty nice, too. At any rate, but I want to say, though, regarding Barkley, think of the receivers that the Eagles had, and also the fact that they have a mobile quarterback. Okay, Stafford isn't mobile, but they have a mobile scheme, rollouts and jet sweeps and everything else. Fluid, as I call it. Now, my argument is that because of how they spread the defense with their formations, the Eagles, and how they get A.J. Brown out and open on the sidelines on fly patterns and other patterns, that makes the running game more effective for Barkley, because they're trying to protect against these mid-range and deep passes. They have wide field formations that going to go from sideline to sideline, although they occasionally play tight, but not so much. They do a good job of using spread offense and air raid offense techniques and approaches. Within that, they have a lethal running game based on a type of hat-on-hat blocking. You don't see a lot of fancy pulling of the guards and so on, but you really do see good dry blocks and effective point of attack runs. And that's what, and also remember, they're very good at running when you expect them to pass, and then passing when you expect them to run. They keep you off balance. If the Rams can do that, yes. Is Karen Williams the one who can get that done? We'll see. Okay? I happen to believe that another running back like an Ashton Gentry, if you can get him, get him. That's all I'm saying. Now, 1,299 yards is certainly not bad at all. So, the argument is out. There we are. All right. Hey, thanks, everybody. But you didn't answer my question. Playoffs? Are the Rams going to the playoffs? I know it's way too early to tell. But I'm asking anybody who is watching among you, or watches not now but later, and you're looking at this replay again, are the Rams playoff material at this point? I say yes. What say you? I say the 49ers are going to have to watch out and make sure and do everything they can to prove that last year was just a fluke. All right? Justin says the Rams are a Super Bowl contender. Well, how about this? How about a Raiders-Rams Super Bowl? Because I think the Raiders are going to the Super Bowl. So we'll say the Rams and the Raiders in the Super Bowl in San Francisco, because that's where it is next. All right. Okay, everybody. Well, actually, technically it's in Santa Clara. All right. We'll see you. Thank you very, very much. Great talk. Subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube. Oh, Justin says Niners will be back. They have tons of injuries. Raiders? Yeah, the Raiders. The Raiders, because Chip Kelly will produce the most unpredictable offense in the NFL with Geno. They do an excellent job of mixing run and pass. They do an excellent job of creating the opening receiver. The only problem that they've had in the past, the Chip Kelly version, the NFL version of Chip Kelly's offense, is after like 5 to 7 games because we're predictable. And if they don't vary their plays, they don't work to overcome that predictability, because they, in the past, would have a handful of plays that Chip designed, they're going to be in trouble. Now, if they have a playbook of 200, 300 plays, and they have, say, maybe, 100 runs and 50 passes, sure. All right? Sure. they would definitely be formidable. Okay, and Bowers is a beast, right? Bowers is definitely a beast. I was not sold on the defensive coordinator for the Raiders, Patrick, last year. That may be very well due to the alignment that Antonio Pierce wanted. I don't like how far back their linebackers play. We give up too many runs. I'm talking about the Raiders. Pete Carroll, I can't see letting that happen. So I'm making a bet, and that's based on the Seahawks defense, okay? Different animal. Super Bowl for the Raiders, I say. You say Super Bowl for the Rams. That'll be a great matchup. Subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube and bookmark NFL News by Zenny62.com. Hey, thanks, Justin.